News. A lively night out there in places with a thunderstorm warning in force for parts of southeast England because of the sheer amount of rain that could fall in just under 3 hours. We've got low pressure to the northwest. That's causing rising air. That, combined with the heat and humidity that has been building over the last few days, means that an area of thundery rain may well be imported from northern France through the Channel and arrive into London and the southeast during the early hours. And the intense rainfall rates, although not everyone will experience them, of course, there is the risk of flash flooding from this system. Elsewhere across the UK, a muggy night to come. A lot of cloud cover, further showers here and there, but particularly across parts of England into East Wales. And it's this area where there is the risk of a month or even 2 months worth of rain falling in less than 3 hours. So although we need the rain, that amount of rain falling onto dry surfaces could cause some real issues by Saturday morning. Northern Ireland, cloudy skies, a few showers, scattered showers into the west of Scotland. Not as humid here as compared with the rest of the UK, but it's a cloudy picture across many parts of England, southern and eastern Scotland, parts of Wales as well. With these outbreaks of thundery rain moving north, not everyone will experience thunder, lightning, hail, although there will be some aspects of that. Many places, though, will see a spell of heavy rain as it moves north into southern and eastern Scotland by the afternoon, followed by further showers or even thunderstorms towards the south. Where we do get some sunshine coming through, it's going to continue to feel very warm and humid. Less so on Sunday, and on Sunday we've got this low pressure system circulating close to the southwest of England, bringing further spells of heavy rain and showers into the southwest. There'll be further showers elsewhere as well. It slowly turns less humid and cooler as we start next week, but there'll be further heavy showers out there and further rumbles of thunder.
Heavy showers first thing will be followed by a warm, cosy day. Boxed boilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Crash Law 24 sponsors GB News Traffic and Travel Report.
Good evening. This is the latest AI travel news from GBNews.com. The A96 is closed in both directions at Newton of Petty due to a road traffic incident. Motorists are advised to seek alternative routes and allocate extra time for their journeys. In Suffolk, the A14 westbound between Junction 58 at Bucklesham and Junction 57 at Ipswich East faces delays, with an expected resolution around 9:45 tonight. Additionally, the M25 anti-clockwise between Junction 6 and Junction 5 in Surrey has a closed lane due to a broken-down vehicle. And on the trains, cross-country services face disruptions on some routes. Travel safely. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
Crash Law 24 sponsors GB News Traffic and Travel Report.
£54,321 cash could be yours. Cash that you could spend however you like. It's like having an extra £1,000 each week for a whole year to play with. Someone is guaranteed to win this amazing amount of cash, so make sure that someone could be you. For another chance to win £54,321 cash, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message, or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB14 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 1st of August. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight-talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints. How many fingers have I ever got up?
About 10.
So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel. Welcome to Lee Anderson's Real World. Tonight on the show we've got former Tory Minister Heather Wheeler. We've also got school teacher Aisha Ali Khan and anarchist Dr. Lisa McKenzie. We've also got the Intel lady Jen Stanton, aka Angela Rayner, and musician Jamie Goddard. But first, let's go to the news.
Good evening. The top stories from the GB newsroom. More than 23,000 small boat migrants have crossed the Channel this year as hundreds more made the crossing this morning. People smuggling gangs have taken advantage of thick fog in the English Channel today to launch multiple small boats towards UK waters. GB News can also reveal more than 320 migrants made the crossing yesterday. The number who have crossed so far this year is more than 55% up on the same period last year. Diane Abbott says the Labour leadership wants me out and that her comments in a BBC interview released this week were factually correct after she was suspended from the Labour Party for a second time. Her suspension comes after she doubled down on comments about racism for which she previously apologised. She's the fifth Labour MP to be suspended by Sir Keir Starmer this week. Ms Abbott was suspended by Labour in 2023 after writing a letter to The Observer comparing racism experienced by people of colour with that seen by other groups. She apologised and was readmitted to the party before the 2024 general election. Rachel Maskell, Brian Leishman, Chris Hinchcliffe and Neil Duncan-Jordan also lost the whip this week. They now sit as independents in the Commons. No further action will be taken over Kneecap's performance at Glastonbury. Officers said they'd taken advice from the Crown Prosecution Service and decided there's not enough evidence to provide a realistic prospect of conviction for any offence. The Avon and Somerset Four started investigating the Irish group's show at the festival last month, as well as comments by punk rap duo Bob Vylan. It said they were looking at a possible public order incident and a senior detective had been appointed to lead the case. The Four says it's still investigating Bob Vylan's performance after the duo led chants on stage calling for the death of the IDF. The child who died in a school coach crash in Minehead yesterday was a 10-year-old boy, police say. 6 children, 3 adults remain in hospital. 21 others were taken to hospital following the collision between Wedden Cross and Timbercombe yesterday afternoon. Several had serious injuries, including 2 children. There were 60 to 70 people on board the bus at the time. Tributes have been paid to the victims of the heartbreaking and devastating crash. One message said, "Our community is holding you all tight and surrounding you with love." Sir Keir Starmer said there are no adequate words to acknowledge the death of a child. And former Defence Secretary Grant Shapps says he'd make the same call again in a heartbeat when it comes to the Afghan data leak, saying Afghans who helped Britain risked execution and British Special Forces were exposed. The personal details of spies and Special Forces were included in a major data breach that led to thousands of Afghans being secretly relocated to the UK. Information about more than 100 Britons, including Special Forces and SAS, was contained in the breach. Shapps said the injunction blocking reporting of the breach at the time was quite rightly applied for by his predecessor, and he believed at the time it should stay in place. The super injunction preventing the reporting of even the existence of the injunction was lifted earlier this week. And those are the latest GB News headlines. For now, more news in an hour.
For the very latest GB News direct to your smartphone, sign up to News Alerts by scanning the QR code or go to gbnews.com/alerts.
Welcome to Lee Anderson's Real World. I'm Lee Anderson, the Reform UK Member of Parliament for Ashfield. It's a very special one this Friday night. It's my 100th show. They said it would never last, but 2 years later, we're back here in the capital of common sense. I've got some brilliant guests tonight. I've got the very lovely Aisha Ali Khan. She's come all the way from, is it Bradford today?
Keighley.
Keighley. We've got former Tory Minister, a good friend of mine, Heather Wheeler, and the anarchist, she's back, Dr. Lisa McKenzie. Guys, this week we saw a lady called Sandy Peggy, I think she's an NHS worker, a nurse. She won a case, a tribunal case, because she went into a woman's only space, saw a bloke in there dressed as a woman, and she was, well, it's true, we may laugh, it's true, and she was accused of misgendering and charged with gross misconduct, but she actually won her case. Lisa, what the hell is going on in this country?
I think the trans lobby for at least 10 years has sort of been pushing an argument, and we've had human resources and we've had lots of DEI work, and I think what the trans lobby is, they've been lobbying this group of people, including people in Whitehall as well, and what they've done, I think, over the last 10 years is almost tried to win that argument, and that means that women like Sandy Peggy has been vulnerable to these sorts of things. I'd say that Sandy Peggy's not the only one that this has happened to. I think there's many, many women throughout the country that has complained when they've seen what they think to be men in their changing rooms. They've made complaints. This has happened in lots of sports centres, and the sports centre or the employer has told the woman to stop being a bigot.
But you know what, you're from this area, Lisa. If this had happened 30, 40 years ago in Ashfield, this bloke would have been dragged out, he'd been given one of two things, a prison sentence or a good hiding.
Yeah, probably a good hiding, actually, not a prison. I think if that probably happened now, actually. I think, you know, this madness has not been in every part of the country. I think some places have almost said no to it.
Aisha, let me go to Aisha now, because she's chomping at the bit now. Is this madness? What's gone wrong?
Well, first of all, I think we have to understand there are going to be people that that identify as opposite gender and so on, and we have to respect that. I think my issue has always been, and Lisa, you touched upon this, is when you have organisations like the NHS, and in some schools as well have done this, and other businesses as well, you can't erase women. This is all at the expense of women's just existence, really.
Right.
And I think if we can find a balance where everybody has a chance to be who they want to be and live how they want to live, then that would be great. But I think what we have seen over the last 12 years, in my opinion, is this huge swing to pro-trans rights, and along the way, women have just been either silenced, like Sandy Peggy, or they've been ignored, or they've been kind of shunted into the second position, especially when you see all these sort of sports where, you know, you've had transgender athletes winning, and women, biologically born women.
Let's be clear, Aisha. Men dressed as women competing against biological women.
These are people who identify as women. They might not have been born as women, but they identify as women.
Of course, Ada, you know what a woman is, don't you?
Thank the Lord I do, sir, yes. The difficulty here is that we've got every sympathy with people who feel in their head that they were born into the wrong body.
Get that?
And, you know, we're talking about 0.001% of the population. And the coverage that's given to this 0.001% is astonishing. That's where I think the public don't understand what's going on.
And I think that's the point that we need to make, is this is at institutional level, because, you know, I'm not going to disrespect people either. If somebody wants to call themselves he or she or them, I'm not going to disrespect that. That's up to them, and I will accept that. But when it goes into an institutional level, and, you know, in your workplace employment, it says anyone that says that they are this gets these rights, and everyone else has just got to put up with that. That's where the problem's been. It's been in this institutional, and particularly throughout human resources.
But it's been a victory that we had for common sense that this case has.
Finally. I mean, the Supreme Court, that was the deal breaker, wasn't it? And now we've got to exactly, as you say, have all the institutions acknowledge that. The police forces, I mean, they've been really pushing this, which I find really quite surprising. So they've got to row back big time. And I want everybody to have whatever medical help they need, because if they're going to change their bodies, then change them.
Absolutely. I want to come to Aisha now, because you're a school teacher.
I am.
You teach English, I know that. And I've had something come into my inbox about a trans teacher going into school, and it's confusing the children. What do they call this teacher? Which sex? Is it sir? Is it miss? I don't know.
Well, I think the school would have had to put in a lot of support for the school children. And you haven't told me if it's a primary school or a secondary school.
It's a secondary school.
Okay, well, a secondary school, you've got children from the ages of 11 up to 18 in some cases, and they're a lot more aware, definitely. I mean, we have social media nowadays, we've got the news, we've got access to the internet all the time, so the children nowadays are a lot more aware.
But they're going to be conflicted, surely, because they may go home and their parents may say to little Johnny or little Susan, that's a man and that's a woman. You're not going to call Sir Miss or Miss Sir.
I think this is where we actually allow children, we give them the sort of benefit of doubt. They've got common sense, and if a person wants to be called Mr. or Miss, that's their right, absolutely, and it's protected right as well. And I think it's about this should become an opportunity to show tolerance and acceptance and understanding of other people's
tolerance,
wishes.
acceptance. Would you call a bloke Miss and a woman Sir?
We've gone on a journey on this.
You dodged that one, didn't you? You dodged that one.
I am going to dodge it because I genuinely do feel there is that incredibly tiny minority that genuinely feel they're born into the wrong body. They should get medical help. It should be dealt with. I mean, I want them to have the full operation.
Yeah.
I want all of that to happen. So what we've done is that we've had a 2-year transition for them. So it's incredibly difficult that they have to prove that they have lived like this for 2 years in order to get the operation. And so that is very difficult in a school situation.
Lisa, Heather says they need an operation.
Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? What's happened with this is we've moved from this point, which was, I don't know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, because I remember the first documentary about a trans woman years ago, and listening to it and thinking, oh, you know, good for her.
Yeah.
But what we've done is we've had this. It's almost been like a movement that there is no biology, you know, and again, this is about identity politics. This is, and I'm going to say it, this has come out of the middle class, it's come out of universities. I work at a university. I've worked at very elite universities where this sort of identity politics has been pushed and embraced, and people have been bullied if they've questioned it. And this has been at least 10. This has been at least 10 years. So this is a part of this wider identity politics.
Okay, Lisa.
You know how I feel.
Ask one of our audience members, who are an impartial audience from the capital of common sense. That's Ashfield. Has anybody got a question or something they want to say on this topic? Well, that's absolutely nobody. So I want to go to Stephen Wright, ex-coal miner, an old mucker of mine. I contacted him last week to get him to come here. Steve, have you got anything to say on this subject?
Like I say, I don't think it did happen in our years in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
It's just been brought forward now, and it's beyond me, absolutely beyond me.
Oh, there you go, panel. Steve said it's... Go on.
I don't think any of them had worked down the coal mine.
Well, can you imagine that?
They wouldn't last 2 minutes.
So me and Steve, we used to work down the pit together.
I know. Well, that's why I'm telling you, this is a middle. This is a middle class, I suppose, agenda. That's what I think this is about. This is about middle class. Left.
It's the left, Lisa, looking for every single minority group and telling them that they're victims. And they're not really victims. Nobody's bothered. Just get on with your life. But listen, we've got to go now. It's been a great debate. Coming up next, we've got Real World with real people, with hospital porter, Ashfield bloke, David Etchers.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates,
5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5. You got me. You got me good there.
Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah.
Uncensored. Very, very racy tonight on the unpredictable.
What did she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
It's time for Real People from the Real World. Got an Ashfield legend with me today, David Etchers. Just last week, he won Resident of the Month. I do a monthly competition. Well, actually, it was Resident of Spring.
Yeah.
David Etchers he wasn't until last week a hospital porter.
Yeah.
And for the past 2 years, you've been losing your sight, haven't you, gradually?
Yeah.
And it's got to the stage now where they've finished you. But you won, was it Porter of the Year at Kingsborough
Yeah,
Hospital? How did that
was.
happen, David?
We got a radio, so we go to the job, but unfortunately, it's job what I took up was for a little baby what passed away.
So a baby passed away, yeah?
So I went up to a job and I was talking to a baby like normal.
Yeah.
And I was talking to nurses, his parents, so yeah.
So you comforted the parents on the way to the mortuary, basically, with their baby?
Yeah.
And you got awarded Porter of the Year for that. But
yeah.
How was your eyesight, your failing eyesight, how has that affected your job over the past few years?
Been hard for me because I'm a nervous person anyway.
Yeah.
And I would think so. So my family, especially my sister Jane, has been amazing. She been everywhere with me, and my friends have. So it mainly down to my friends and my family just like helping me.
But you've not sat back, David, and felt sorry for yourself?
I haven't. I'm not a lazy person, and I just do what I think best for me, and so other people with disability can still continue with their life.
Yeah, so you've had your disabilities, you've had your problems, but you've just cracked on, not felt sorry for yourself and just continued.
Yeah.
What motivates you, David?
Me, really. Me just keep on going, because a lot of people more worse off what I am. Some people got cancer, some people got Alzheimer's, and I'm just thinking, I'm not that bad. People like that are bad, what can't do much or enjoy their life.
I'll tell you what you are, mate. You're an inspiration to lots of people. Definitely inspiration to people like myself, because we do see it a lot, people swinging the lead. I will say that. People that might have a bad day and go and sign off work for 6 months, but you've just ploughed on.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my eyesight, I would be still at Kingsborough Hospital. I love my job. I love helping people. I love talking to a family. You know what I mean? Because I'm cheeky a lot.
Really?
But yeah, you can end off my friend, yeah. But it's just who I am.
So what does the future hold for you, David? What are you going to do?
I'm looking into an assistant dog, eventually.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm going to join in to more groups, because on a Tuesday I go to a group for blind and sighted people. That helped me a lot since all it happened.
So what sort of things do they help you with? Because we you know, I've got good sight, and I take things for granted. I know I do, but what sort of things do they help you with?
It's just like a group, just like meeting up with different people, hearing their stories, and we just do different things like a raffle, going out on day trips, and just I feel relaxed. I love Tuesday.
And what about your drinking habits? You're going to New Cross, don't you? Sunday, didn't it, for a few?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
Just one.
Just the one pint. But I know you've got a great... Yeah. I've heard it's more than that, David, but I've heard you've got a great support network with Chris, you know, your friends, your family, your neighbours.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. I only known Chris for 2 years.
Yeah.
Neil Sunniston used to be my supervisor, but he don't work there now. He's been awesome. Yeah, I just can't say a big enough thank you to them all.
Yeah, but you're an inspiration to them. That's why, you know, you've got good friends, good family. They look at you and the problems you've had, and you've fought back and you've carried on to live as independent life, David, haven't you? And gone to work.
Another day, since I was a teenager, I was on benefit before.
Yeah.
Now I need to come back onto it. My dad used to say to me, "Oh, you will never make nothing of yourself."
Oh.
But I have.
And you have, yeah.
I proved my dad wrong. I bought my own house, on the mortgage. Yeah, I just want to do the best for me and make people laugh, and I do.
So what would you say to anybody watching this now that's sat there feeling sorry for themselves?
Don't, because it don't get you anywhere. Feel sorry for yourself, don't help.
Yeah.
But it helped with me because I got a team around me, my sister, my friends. If they got a team around them willing to push them on a bit, that's fine. But a lot of people, don't you think some people suffer in silence with disability, like lock themselves away, and it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. But like I say, David, you have been fortunate with your friends, your family, that support network you've got. There are some people out there that haven't got that.
Yeah, what I'm saying, and it needs to change. It really does. Because we have got amazing people who've got disability.
I suppose you...
And we need to, like, help them.
Yeah, it's true. You said earlier that you talked about getting an assistance dog.
Yeah.
What will that mean to you? Because you'll have a friend then, won't you, as well?
Yeah, a friend. Yeah.
You're a dog lover?
Yeah, I love dogs.
And you're going to take it in the New Cross on a Sunday afternoon?
I don't know what the rules are on that, so I need to...
The rules? I think I know the landlord at the New Cross. I'll make sure he lets you in. I think he deserves a round of applause for that, don't you? David, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to shake your hand.
Yeah,
you are an inspiration to loads of us. But coming up next, we've got right versus left versus anarchy. She's still in the room.
Hi there and welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A lively night out there in places with a thunderstorm warning in force for parts of southeast England because of the sheer amount of rain that could fall in just under 3 hours. We've got low pressure to the northwest. That's causing rising air. That, combined with the heat and humidity that has been building over the last few days, means that an area of thundery rain may well be imported from northern France through the Channel and arrive into London and the southeast during the early hours. And the intense rainfall rates, although not everyone will experience them, of course, there is the risk of flash flooding from this system. Elsewhere across the UK, a muggy night to come. A lot of cloud cover, further showers here and there, but particularly across parts of England into East Wales. And it's this area where there is the risk of a month or even 2 months worth of rain falling in less than 3 hours. So although we need the rain, that amount of rain falling onto dry surfaces could cause some real issues by Saturday morning. Northern Ireland, cloudy skies, a few showers, scattered showers into the west of Scotland. Not as humid here as compared with the rest of the UK, but it's a cloudy picture across many parts of England, southern and eastern Scotland, parts of Wales as well, with these outbreaks of thundery rain moving north. Not everyone will experience thunder, lightning, hail, although there will be some aspects of that. Many places, though, will see a spell of heavy rain as it moves north into southern and eastern Scotland by the afternoon, followed by further showers or even thunderstorms towards the south. Where we do get some sunshine coming through, it's going to continue to feel very warm and humid. Less so on Sunday, and on Sunday we've got this low pressure system circulating close to the southwest of England, bringing further spells of heavy rain and showers into the southwest. There'll be further showers elsewhere as well. It slowly turns less humid and cooler as we start next week, but there'll be further heavy showers out there and further rumbles of thunder.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation,
No,
isn't it? Because the failure is
you're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back,
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
and we do not shy away from the difficult stuff.
Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood.
So join me on Dubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Good Afternoon Britain isn't just about us. The wonderful thing about this programme is it's about everyone watching. It's an interactive programme.
Well, there absolutely is something to see here, and we're going to be talking about it more. Whether it's breaking royal news, please bring us up to date, or indeed a particularly punchy speech in the House of Commons.
Very, very curious.
We bring it to you live, and then we bring you live reaction as well.
That's Good Afternoon Britain, weekdays from midday.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
It's time for right versus left versus an anarchist today, because we've got Dr. Lisa McKenzie. We've got our lefty, we've got our righty, and we've got our anarchist. And just this week, Aisha, you're a school teacher.
I am.
Just this week, we learned that 16 and 17-year-olds are going to get the vote at the next election. You teach in a secondary school. Is this a good policy?
I think it's something that the Labour Party were campaigning on, so this is something that was part of the manifesto and something that they had obviously researched and decided, yes, this is what the British public want. So I think it will be interesting, and I think that for it to, I mean, they're hoping to have it in place for the next general election, so we've got like 4 years or so. I think before they do this, they need to give the students, the young people, a better and deeper understanding of British politics, because there's nothing worse than going out there and voting and not knowing what you voted for and then having buyer's regret the next day. I think it will be interesting.
Or a year later.
Or a year later. But we'll see, because I think there's lots of, it's not just the vote for the 16 to 17-year-olds, there's lots of other elements that are coming in as part of these new reforms, and it'll be interesting to see if it's A, passed in time for the next election, and B, what the take-up is going to be, and see whether this is going to backfire on the Labour Party.
Will it backfire on the Labour Party?
It absolutely will. I mean, I cannot believe this must be the longest suicide note in history.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently we've got 4 years to wait for this disaster. But anyway, I mean, it's a nonsense, absolute nonsense. I mean, you know what it's like. You go into schools all the time, and you've got the 3 kids in the class who are really interested in politics, and you've got 25 kids who are absolutely not interested.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's an absolute waste of time and money. One of the things that is more interesting is that you think there are other things coming in the package as well. If they give the vote to non-UK passport holders and Irish passport holders.
That's not part of the new reforms.
Well, that's what was in your manifesto. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Let's go to the anarchist.
As an anarchist, I think that democracy has to be for everybody. So I have no problem with 16 and 17-year-olds getting the vote. What I do, as Aisha has said, is I agree that we need a political education in this country. Because
But how can you have that, Lisa, when all the teachers are lefties?
Well,
all of us. All of us are
I go into
lefties.
schools every week and I get pushback from teachers. I get pupils and families contacting me saying, I've said I'm a reform supporter, I'm going to vote reform when I leave school. And the teachers are going mad at them.
But again, that's about having a political conversation within the country, isn't it? I mean, at the moment we've got, and again I'm going off topic, but as an anarchist, what I want is a decentralised government. I prefer councils, I prefer local councils and doing
Really?
work.
Have you seen Ashfield District Council?
Yes, but I'm not saying I'm saying what I agree, what I like is to have local accountability. I think Westminster doesn't have enough accountability, which is why I believe that our political system, it needs to be more democratic, and that means if we're giving 16 and 17 years olds the vote, we've got to give a proper political education, and that means that students have to understand, you know, the complexities of Westminster. You know, as an anarchist, I'd say don't vote for anybody. But having the right to vote is a different thing.
I think what we should do is probably ask a 16-year-old the question. Have we got any 16-year-olds in the audience? Oh, look, there's one here I prepared earlier. That's Mariam. What do you think?
Hello. Personally, I do feel like 16-year-olds are not ready for the vote at all. They do not get an education, in my opinion. Secondary school teachers, they don't keep their neutrality. They just go for it. They tell them what to believe.
Oh, you say that secondary teachers don't keep their political neutrality. What does that mean, Mariam?
Well, a lot of them don't. They are always just... They're openly Labour supporters, and it's fine, 100%. But when you are an adult, you are obviously influencing children. They are just going to follow in adults' steps. So I feel like children are just, well, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds are just going to follow in what
Go on, Aisha, you're a school teacher. She's a 16-year-old. Who's right, you or her?
Well, I've met lots of people and I've become good friends with lots of people from all sorts of political backgrounds. And at one of the schools I taught at, there was somebody who was supporting UKIP at the time, it was, and the Conservative candidate as well. So, yeah, I mean, the people have this idea that teachers are all lefties and we all vote Labour and we all want, you know, everybody to be happy.
Labour?
Well, yes, my family.
There you go, lefty teacher.
I mean, look, I'm an anarchist. And what I do is I work at a university and I teach critical thinking skills. And so that, for me, is the important bit, not the partisan politics. It's about people being able to critically think.
Make their own mind up.
Yeah, and weigh up evidence and think about their communities where they live and think about what's best for them, their family and their community. That's critical thinking.
You know what, Heather? Some of us, if you've got a few quid in your pocket and you decide to go out for a meal somewhere, a lot of people now go online, look at the reviews, don't they? Check it out. They go on TripAdvisor, and they might spend an hour looking through all the reviews. But in politics, a lot of people just go to the polling station and just put a cross where their dad or their granddad put the cross.
That's happening less so now.
Yeah. I like the idea that there are traditions in this country, and I like the idea that it's a family thing. The difficulty is that when you're disappointed, then where are you going to go? So that's when the critical thinking comes in, I think. And everybody should have a free mind on this. I absolutely should. But capitalism is the best way,
and of course,
not anarchism.
Yeah, well, of course, Aisha, we're living in a social media age as well. And a lot of young people and older people influenced by what they see on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
I was just going to say this, that nowadays it's not just as easy as putting on a rosette, a red or a blue or a yellow or a green rosette or Union Jack or teal.
You mean the same colour that Heather's wearing today?
Beautiful colour, by the way.
Deep blue, mate.
Have we got to put you on defection watch, Heather?
My own experiences now, politics isn't just about just being blindly following a party because your family followed them or your parents followed them or you've always followed them. People are a lot more aware and they know the impact of voting for people long term as well. And I do believe that personality is really important in politics. People look at the person now behind the candidate. They look at what the person's about, their interests, whether they're active on social media, whether they're coming across well, whether they engage with the young people. That matters a lot now.
Because you're good at this.
Go on.
What is it about white working class boys now turning to reform? whose parents would have probably been Labour.
Yeah, I think what has happened is this sort of two-party Tory Labour doesn't make sense now to millions of people, and I think particularly for not just white working class boys, but especially white working class boys, they've not had anybody speaking to them or for them, and so if you've not heard your voice anywhere, then you just disappear. You go, I'm not, I don't understand these. I don't know what they're saying. If you then hear your voice and your story told back at you, you go, do you know what? I get that. I understand that. And that's why storytelling in politics is really important. If you're a good storyteller and you can speak...
Are you saying that politicians tell stories?
Yes, well, we all do, don't we? I'm sitting here now.
Full story.
We all do.
Full story.
I tell you what, people from around here, Nottinghamshire, we're brilliant at story. We are perfect storytellers, and we learn that in our living rooms. And so I think that's why young working class people are trying to hear their story told back to them.
And of course we're saying, like in Nottingham at the moment, young working class Asian lads coming to reform.
Yes, yeah. I've been in Nottingham for the last couple of weeks, where I live, and I've been interviewing people lads in a gym, and I'm finding that all working class people, whether they are Pakistani or white British, most working class men, they've got sort of a small c conservatism. They like things straight talking, and so I think reform, because they are speaking, straight talking, are attracting all different types of people.
But can I just add...
One quick one, because we've got to go.
That I work with children. I'm obviously from Keighley, and I work with children from the working class background, a lot of them. And it's really important, and I've seen this now play out over the last 20-odd years. The problem we have is that the young people, young working class boys, who are at the bottom of the tables, by the way, in every single table that you can look at, they're at the bottom, and it's not fair on them. But we cannot give them this idea, this sense of victimhood that, look, this is wrong for you, that there's no houses, there's no jobs for you, there's no opportunity, because then that is the mentality that they will take on. And then that becomes an us and them mentality.
But of course,
and we have to, we can't allow.
But of course, white working class boys aren't worthless when it comes to fighting wars, going down coal mines, doing all the dangerous jobs in this country. Who gets called upon? It's white working class boys. But coming up next, we've got Last Orders with Intel Lady. She's in the room, she's just come in, and she does a great Angela Rayner.
Can't wait to get in that sea.
Lovely and warm.
Just like the feeling of having great travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Lots of blue skies and strong hot sunshine around the Mediterranean at the moment. There's going to be a bit of a breeze blowing, however, this weekend, especially for Crete and Cyprus. Maybe 1 or 2 showers inland across Turkey, but again, most of the coast's dry and sunny. Same goes for Italy and much of southern Spain, along with the Balearics and the Canaries. Also set fair. Temperatures in Tenerife close to 30 Celsius. We'll have highs here of 29 for the next few days, and similar temperatures in Barcelona.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
In the GB Newsroom, we bring you the news as it happens.
With our team of dedicated journalists across the UK.
We're ready to keep you up to date with what's happening every half an hour, every single day. Bulletins here on GB News.
The People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
From the school run to the home run, watch a new show for all of Britain.
He can say whatever he wants.
A straight-talking show where all voices are heard.
And, you know, when are we going to stop talking about smashing the gangs and actually do it?
With the stories that matter from every part of our country.
There's a bit of a crash landing there for your Chancellor.
Bold, fearless and standing up for you. That's me, Martin Daubney, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m, weekdays, here only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Good Afternoon Britain isn't just about us. The wonderful thing about this programme is it's about everyone watching. It's an interactive programme.
Well, there absolutely is something to see here, and we're going to be talking about it more. Whether it's breaking royal news, please bring us up to date, or indeed a particularly punchy speech in the House of Commons.
Very, very curious.
We bring it to you live, and then we bring you live reaction as well.
That's Good Afternoon Britain, weekdays from midday.
Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions. But every Friday night at 9 p.m, you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Join me, Nana Akwe, for an informative, interactive news programme with a difference. It's fun.
No, you didn't say that, Dave.
I'm so surprised.
I think there's an element of truth to that.
Join me from 3 p.m. every weekend, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/yoursay. There, you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/yoursay, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
It's time for last orders, but we're not behind the ball this week because we've got a very special guest. We've got the Intel lady, aka Angela Rayner. She's in the building, equipped with a hard hat, high-vis vest, pork scratchings, and a pint of bitter. So, just this week, Angela, we've seen that the Labour Party planned to introduce votes for 16-year-olds. What was you doing at 16?
Well, I think the most important question that you should be asking is, what are 16 and 17-year-olds doing right now? So let's be clear. I think their voices need to be heard right now. So I don't really understand why you've got to bring it back to everything that I've done. What I'm doing right now is far more important than what I was doing when I was 16. I mean, that was important, obviously that was very important, but this is more important because this is where we are right now, and it's about time 16 and 17-year-olds had a voice, because as you all know, when you are 16 and 17 years old, you make very good choices.
Really?
And I think that is one of the most important things to think about right now. And we all know that they're going to make some very important choices, you know, in the next few years.
So if a 16, 17-year-old came knocking on your door today to ask you which way they should vote at the next general election, what sort of advice would you give them, Angela?
Well, I'd tell them to think about all the fantastic things that we've been doing so far in a year. Can you believe it? It's hard to believe it's been a year. It's hard to believe. It's been unbelievable, really.
It's been an unbelievable year, hasn't it?
Absolutely. I think we can all agree it's been unbelievable.
Yeah, it certainly has, yeah.
And we've got some stuff done. First of all, I'll remind them that they've got more money in the pockets right now than they ever had under the previous government. That's one of the most important.
But of course, you've got more money in your pockets as well due to the sale of your council house, haven't you?
I don't think we need to be told. This isn't about. If you're going to talk about houses, let's talk about the houses that I've been building.
Go on then.
All of them. All of them. Every town and city is going to get loads of new. Already happening.
Yeah.
Got loads going up.
See, a lot of people in this area. Yeah.
I'm ready. For
a lot of people in this area, Angela, will be quite angry with you building on their green fields.
I don't think. Look, there's been a few people moaning about newts and bats, but we've got our Ken onto that. Ken, you know, Ken Livingstone. He loves a newt. He's very fond of newts. So we've got him dealing with finding alternative accommodation for the.
He loves newts, does he?
He does. He wrote an article about a newt. He said he cried. He cried when a newt died.
I see you've got your hard hat on today.
Well, I've got to protect myself from the far right adjacent, haven't I?
Have you been attacked by the far right recently?
Well, no, they're always coming after me.
Yeah.
I mean, I let most of it just wash over me. I'm not bothered.
I've got to ask you a question, Angela. And people keep saying that you've got the knives out for Sir Keir Starmer, you want to be the Prime Minister. Is that true?
I do not want to be the Prime. I don't know why people keep asking me this question. Yeah. Our Keir's doing a very good job. He's doing a brilliant job. Yeah. And, you know, I went on Lorraine Kelly and I told her it was very ageing to be a Prime Minister. And, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to insult previous Prime Ministers, I'm sure, but they look lovely. But for me, I feel that it would be very ageing. So, no, I do not want it. I'm not interested.
So you've had a bit of bad news recently in that Unite suspended your membership.
Oh, but
How did that feel?
No, that's not. That's very dangerous misinformation. This is what you lot do. You just peddle dangerous misinformation because no, I haven't paid me subs for ages. I left ages ago. I couldn't even remember who they were until I was reminded, and I thought, oh, well, yeah, no, I've no interest.
But surely your bank balance must remind you of who Unite are. You've had a few quid from them, haven't you?
Well, everybody has. Don't say that you haven't been.
I haven't had any money off Unite.
Oh, rubbish. Everyone's had a few quid from them. You were all slavers once, so I don't know why you're pretending that you weren't.
OK, can you just reduce your aggressive attitude, please?
I'm not. This is what happens when I feel under pressure. Why do you think I've come with an hard hat and an eye-vis on? I've got to protect myself. It's hard enough with all these very dangerous 13-year-old white boys running around threatening. Have you seen Adolescence? Have you actually bothered to watch it?
I haven't.
No,
I watched one episode, turned it off because I thought it was a load of rubbish.
Well, there you go. This is exactly why we need 16 and 17-year-olds to vote, because they know what's going on. They know what's happening.
So I asked you at the beginning of the interview, Angela, what was you doing at 16? You skirted around
working
that one.
very, very hard is what I was doing.
Yeah. What does the future hold for Angela Rayner?
Well, I am going to keep building all the houses.
Yeah.
Safety first. And, you know, keep doing the very best for the British people, because I care very deeply about, just like our Jess cares very deeply about the British people, and all of us Labourers care very deeply about the British people. So that is what we're
And of course, you would probably say you've got some very talented women on the front bench at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Look at that front bench, Lee. Look at that. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
There is just no end.
Who's the standouts on the front bench for you?
Well, our Bridget's doing a cracking job. I mean, everyone's pleased with her. Yeah. She's doing a good job. I mean, everybody loves our Yvette, especially after the way she handled things last summer. She really got stuck in.
Yeah.
She made it very clear that we're not putting up with... And by the way, you know, I'm not putting up with any bad behaviour in the school holidays. If anyone starts kicking off because they're bored or whatever, we'll be coming down on them like a ton of bricks. We'll be facing the full force of the law if anything happens. So, you know, you're on warning.
So, we see more and more young people getting interested in politics now, Angela. What would you say to a young person now, a 16-year-old maybe, that wants a career in politics?
Well, stay away from the far right adjacent. I think that's very important.
What do you think to Nigel Farage?
Well, you know, I've had one or two ciggy breaks with him, and I've not really got too much interest in him, to be honest. I think he's all talk and no action, and, you know, I'm not interested.
Some people may say, and it's not me, that you're a little bit short of money at the moment since Unite stopped your the donations to you.
No, that's, again, dangerous misinformation. You're just full of it. Absolutely full of it.
Yeah, we've got to admit, though, Angela, you have been backed by the unions over the years. They've given you tens of thousands of pounds, and now they've sort of just dumped you.
I went to Birmingham and I had words with them, and I told them straight, you are in the mess you are in. Well, because of 14 years of Tory failure. And that is, I told them straight, and I said, get on with it, deal with it, sort it out. And I think I did the right thing.
Yeah, well, I went to Birmingham last year at the height of the bin strike. There were rats as big as sheep roaming around.
Did you pick up any rubbish, though?
I picked a little bit up, not much, because the bins were full.
I got a few bags done. So there you go.
A few bags done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I picked up a load of rubbish. So I do not want to hear any more criticism.
Far-right nonsense, is that what you're complaining about? Far-right nonsense?
It's far-right adjacent nonsense, and we're all sick of it.
So we're going to wrap it up now, Angela. You're in Ashfield, the capital of common sense. What would you say to the good people of Ashfield who are thinking about voting for anybody but Labour next time?
Just watch out for him, is what I would say. Just think very, very carefully. Us Labourers, we are the party of change. And we've changed our position on many things throughout the year. And that's, that's fine. We're allowed to do that because it's got to work for everybody at the end of the day. You know, we've changed our position on, what a woman is. But we're doing it for the good of the people because we're thinking about the whole demographic. And you lot don't. You just think about the far right.
And of course, you want to tax rich people as well, don't you?
Well, they should be taxed. They're earning a lot of money. They need to start putting in.
Anyway, that's been a great conversation with our lovely Angela. Yeah, get your bitter down, you duck, and the scratchings will come later. That's the Intel lady. She's been absolutely brilliant. What about a round of applause for that? That's Last Orders with the Intel lady, also known as Jen. As part of our 100th show celebration, I decided to invite back a guest who was on a few weeks back, Jamie Goddard, who is a musician, guitarist, singer, band member. You've been on tour at the moment, haven't you? Where have you been?
Yeah, well, we're going to Liskeard in Cornwall next week. Been all over, going down to Dorset and Ferndown in September, down in Swanage in August. But yeah, it's been really good.
And I've got to thank you, young man, for bringing me this jacket. Last time you was on the show, I saw that jacket, wanted one. You've bought me one. A little bit tight, though, but that's my fault, not your fault. I've been eating and drinking far too much. I'm going to lose a bit of weight so I can fasten this button ready for the Reform UK conference in September. But who gave you the inspiration to wear one of these, actually, have one made?
Well, in 1964, the Who were given one of these jackets. So Pete Townsend, the guitarist, got chosen to wear it, and he became sort of well known for doing this windmill thing. A bit like a cricket bowl, but the wrong way. And it's just iconic with him, and they used it for the posters and stuff.
You're going to play us out on the show tonight?
Yeah.
Well, over to you then, Jamie.
Where it began, I can't begin to know when, who to believe you'd come along. It was in the spring, and spring became the summer. But now I know we're going strong. Hands in the air, side to side. Hands, touching hands. I'm reaching out, touching me, touching you. Oh, sweet Caroline. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good. Oh, I've been inclined to believe they'd never come, but now I look at the night, and nights don't seem so lonely. We're fitted up with only two. And when it hurt, hurting rubs off my shoulder. How can it hurt when holding you? Hands in the air, side to side. Warm, touching warm. I'm reaching out, touching me, touching you. All together. Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good. Oh, I've been inclined to believe they'd never come. One more time, everybody. Sweet Caroline. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good times never seem so good. so good, so good, so good. Oh, I've been inclined to believe they'd never come. Oh, sweet Caroline.
Thanks for joining me on Lee Anderson's Real World. It's been my 100th show and probably the best yet. But coming up next, we've got Friday Night with Matt Goodwin.
There will be a light breeze in the morning, leading to a warm front. Boxed heat pumps, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Hi there and welcome to the latest update from the Met Office for GB News. A lively night out there in places with a thunderstorm warning in force for parts of southeast England because of the sheer amount of rain that could fall in just under 3 hours. We've got low pressure to the northwest. That's causing rising air. That, combined with the heat and humidity that has been building over the last few days, means that an area of thundery rain may well be imported from northern France through the Channel and arrive into London and the southeast during the early hours. And the intense rainfall rates, although not everyone will experience them, of course, there is the risk of flash flooding from this system. Elsewhere across the UK, a muggy night to come. A lot of cloud cover, further showers here and there, but particularly across parts of England into East Wales. And it's this area where there is the risk of a month or even 2 months worth of rain falling in less than 3 hours. So although we need the rain, that amount of rain falling onto dry surfaces could cause some real issues by Saturday morning. Northern Ireland, cloudy skies, a few showers, scattered showers into the west of Scotland. Not as humid here as compared with the rest of the UK, but it's a